Welcome back to Shelves for the Culture, the podcast where we get into reality TV, hot topics, and all the mess that keeps our group chats alive. I'm your host, Shelves, and we've got a lot to get into, from Housewives chaos to social media foolishness to men acting exactly how we expect them to act, which is poorly. And of course, I'm not doing this alone. Today, I'm joined by my guest, Jordan.
Howdy, y'all. I'm back. What's up? It's Jordan. I'm still not on TikTok yet, but y'all can find me on Instagram, Disco Daddy 92. Disco Daddy 92.
Yes. Ooh, Daddy. All right, Daddy.
Follow me.
Jordan is friend of the show, reality TV enthusiast, and someone who is absolutely not afraid to call it like it is. So, tell the people. All right, before we dive into the shows, let's get into the hot topics because the people have been busy. Did you see that back and forth with Todd and Kandi on socials?
I did now. I saw, first I saw the Mama Joyce, like the little meme video or whatever. I didn't think much of it. But now seeing the tweets between Kandi and Todd, I'm like,
So, I wasn't surprised to see a reaction from Todd.
No. I expect him to, I expect him to say something whenever he feels like something is geared towards him, which he has a right to.
Exactly. So for those who don't know, Mama Joyce basically posted the throwback video of them at the dinner table, that iconic scene.
Yeah.
And I guess it was basically her just being like, I was right.
Yeah.
And Todd says, they will use me until I'm all used up. And I was supposed to be the opportunist. Damn, get your tickets. And Candy's like, please stop playing victim. Wrong road. She was quoting Portia there.
I didn't get that. I was like, wait, what? Okay, now I get it.
And Todd responds, I'm not playing victim. We exploited our relationship so we might as well do it on the way out. Oh, we did it on the way in. We might as well do it on the way out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get y'all's tickets. My thing is, I'm not surprised that Mama Joyce is doing what she's doing. But yeah, like, Kandi, I don't think it's fair of you to accuse Todd of playing victim. Like, if your mom hadn't posted it. I know you can't control your mama, but Todd has a right to react.
Candy's never going to control her mom. That was the issue on the show.
Yeah.
She never holds her mom accountable for anything.
Anything I can't control my mama either. Like, I got a Mama Joyce at home too, so
yeah. But you can hold.
They gonna do what they want to do.
You can hold them accountable for what they do. Like, I would have told my mom delete that, especially now that they're going through a divorce and now that it's so contentious.
We don't know that she didn't try.
I don't think she did. No, and I'd say knowing history and knowing what Kandi. How she coddles her mom.
Doors, I feel like she has tried to be like, now, Mama.
She said through her mouth that she doesn't, though.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's like been a big point of contention. The only time that I think that she corrected her was about something that, like, when she went to the lawyer and tried to get like a private investigation on Phaedra, and then Andy asked her about that, and she was like, no, and I told her that was not okay. But there's been multiple scenes where, like, Kandi is crying, like, I would rather my mama be uncomfortable than me, and that's just mine. I just don't care. I don't care. You know, so I don't think that she sees any. She may see something wrong with what her mom does, but I don't think she'll call her out on it because
I disagree. I don't have my receipts together, but I feel like Kandi has tried to speak up. Now, she could go harder. Like, I'm thinking of that whole scenario with Carmen. You know, remember when Mama Joyce went after Carmen? You know, like, I'm sure Carmen wished Kandi stood up more, but I also feel like Kandi was doing her best. And she did say something. Like, maybe she could have gone harder.
I don't think Candy's best is good enough, then, if that's the case. Because I don't think that... I think it's a deeper conversation about, like, black people in the South and how, like, I don't talk to my parents. I was raised with my granny, but my granny always has this thing. She's like, well, that's still your mama. You should still call him. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? That's still your dad. What does that mean? You know what I mean? So I think it's an old school Southern respect thing of, like, if she feels this way, I can't control it. If she wants to do this, I can't control it. My first reaction would have been like, Mama, delete that. Because the first thing's going to happen, Shade Room's going to pick it up. Even if Todd didn't say anything, someone would say something about it. And I'm kind of on Todd's
Candy
side.
said, "Mom, delete that," but she's still gonna get online and be like, "Todd, now calm down. Now calm down. You talking about my mama?" Like,
I think Todd is accurate in his feelings.
absolutely. I am not here to defend Mama Joyce. And I definitely think that Todd was definitely in his rights to respond. And if Mama Joyce kept it offline, there would be nothing. We wouldn't be talking about this. Okay, so some other news that came out regarding Atlanta, which I am just like, you gotta hold me back because I really just want to take this hand and just go, to Drew, okay? So there is text messages that were submitted as evidence during the divorce that revealed Drew gave 50% of her Real Housewives of Atlanta income, her movie earnings, and endorsement deals to Ralph Pittman. And she's saying that he took $300,000 from her personal injury settlement. I think a blood vessel just popped. What the hell?
Well, I mean,
what the hell?
What was the context?
He makes way more than her, also. But I'm just
does
like,
he?
Yeah, it came out in their divorce proceedings that he makes a significant amount more than her. I forget if it's $70,000 a month or $700,000 a month. But yes, it recently came out in black and white that Ralph does indeed make a significant amount more than Drew. But I'm more stuck. Like 300. Why would he need $300,000 of her personal injury settlement?
Yeah, that's my question. The 50-50 stuff, I think that's the 50% stuff. I think that's different because I'm not. I don't think he
deserved 50% of her housewives settlement. Do you think Greg took 50%?
Wait, her housewives settlement.
Sorry, not settlement. Sorry, thank you for
her
clarifying.
income.
Yes.
I think you do whatever's best for each household. Whether that mean 50-50, whether that mean 20-70, I mean, I can't do math, 20-80, whatever. But now knowing what you're saying, if that is true that he makes significant amount more than him, then maybe not. But I mean, I don't agree. I might get pushback on this. I don't agree that you as a woman should just be making all this money and we not do anything with it, you know, towards a household. Now, the settlement money, I don't understand.
Well, see, she was, yes. And she was, I do believe that she should contribute to the household, but that is just crazy to me. Like, and I also want to clarify, I'm not saying that I don't think the husbands should get paid. Peter actually advocated for the husbands to get paid, but
yes.
Like the Real Housewives of New Jersey husbands are also super involved when they were on. And I'm pro the husbands getting paid, but separately. I don't know. I have a problem with her giving 50%. Was Ralph giving 50% of his money to her?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, when we say giving the money to her, like, are we taking this at face value? Or, like, is it she was contributing 50% to the household? Because those are two different things.
No, absolutely. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm having big feelings about why is Ralph taking 50% of her Real Housewives checks?
Because that's her income. I mean, if we're okay, did
Nene give Greg 50%?
You do whatever is best for each household. But okay, let's put it this way: if they were a gay couple, and this gender, sex is not in it, I don't think this would be a big argument. I think it's the fact that she's a woman and they're going through this, then it's automatically going to look different because we have this mindset of maybe not, I mean,
I feel like
do you get what I'm trying to say there?
I do understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I feel like Ralph led us to believe that he was the breadwinner.
Okay.
And it does seem in the court proceedings that he is in fact the breadwinner. So I do think it's strange for the person who's making more money to take 50% of her housewife check. I don't know. I guess the provider that I would be, and to answer your question, if I were in a relationship with the same-sex relationship and I made more money, no, I would not take my girl's 50% of her money. I'm like, you keep that, baby. I don't know. And that's not to say it can't go towards the household, but just 50% of every check
I don't think
doesn't sit well with me.
I don't know. It's like, okay, so let's then use another analogy of like basic, average, everyday people.
Yeah.
So we supposed to live moderate, upper middle class, because you want to keep your money versus you contribute 50, I contribute 50, and we
I
live
don't
lavish.
think Ralph and Drew
but
were
no,
living moderately.
But no, that's my point. That's my point. So if we're just using, but that's just a everyday example. So like if we live moderately because you keep your money from whatever career you have, and we use my money because I make good money, or we live lavishly because I'm contributing my money and you're contributing yours. I think that's the more
I'm not
realistic.
against that. I am not against
now
that.
Now again, these are rich ass people having rich ass people problems.
It was going towards the household. But I feel like I'm not explaining myself very well. Like I feel like it's fine. Like I think anybody who is making money and is a family and has kids, their income is going to their household. That is assumed. I'm sure Nene, I don't know why Nene's my queen. That's why she's the I compare everyone to her. But I'm sure Nene contributed her earnings to her family, but I doubt Greg dictated how much. And it wasn't I just really doubt it was 50%. And Nene even spoke that Greg took pride in being a provider, and it actually negatively affected their relationship when she started making money. He had to get used to that. But I don't know. I just feel like Drew has gotten the short end of the stick. I don't know who her attorney is. She done lost custody of her kids. I'm just like, and you giving him 50% of your girl, go get your money back. Go get your money back. This is crazy.
It seemed like she's getting fucked over in every situation.
That's all I'm saying.
And I'm like, I agree on that. It's like every time I read something,
did he give her 50% of his check? I doubt it. But she was giving him 50. That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, Drew, this is a weird arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you don't watch Real Housewives of Orange County, but I am so done with them bitches. Production, I'm mad at y'all too. I'm gonna loop you in too. So tell me why they had their first Asian American cast member on, treated her like crap. She's now off. Justice for Katie. She's now off the show. She was not asked back. Why are they taking a trip to Japan? And they all dressed up in the Haraguchi or whatever is.
Kimonos.
Thank you. Yeah, and the wigs, and they look like hags. You look like hags. How dare you, and apparently Katie said that she pitched for that trip. So I'm just, so this is how we treat Asian people when we encounter them in real life, but we can go hop on a plane and go play dress up in their culture. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's messed up.
So This is what I've got to say to the cast of Real Housewives of OC. I hope your wigs get tangled and your hair gets matted and just dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
And your coochie start itching.
Yes.
And y'all don't sleep on the flight back home. And they run out of caviar in first class.
Dude, look at this wig.
Oh, bitch, they are in Harajuku. I didn't know. That's her. Oh, they look corny. It's like Gwen Stefani when she was going through that phase.
So I'm not tuning in. I might engage with the content.
So this is filming now?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is,
But how dare you? How dare you on this cast that has no diversity, and when you finally do get some.
That's like if, because the Dallas franchise, which, as somebody from Dallas, that was like Housewives of Las Colinas. That's like if they had all those racist allegations and then they took a trip to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or Philly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same shit.
So Real Housewives of Miami, Alexia and her ex, Todd, they fully divorced.
All these damn Todds.
And I know, right? And it was a scheme set up by
the Todds.
They just bought a $5.3 million condo in Miami Beach. They fully divorced. And not only did they divorce Jordan, he left in the middle of the night. It wasn't the middle of the night. I think she was out during the day. But he might as well. It was he scurried through the halls, packed up his bag, and secretly left the wind in the night. And just really embarrassed her. She's stunning. I mean, look at Alexia.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She said what, they just bought something together?
Yeah. So clearly they're back together, but I'm just I don't know how I can come back from that embarrassment.
So let me pause microphone.
And I also want to say Todd another reason why this jumped out at me is Todd has famously said that he just rents. He has done very well for himself investing in real estate, but for his own home, he has famously said that he just rents. And so I am actually shooketh that he bought a home. This is quite a commitment.
Is it, so then I guess my question, is this confirm, because it says room. No, that doesn't say.
It says
That
Real
don't say-
Housewives of Miami.
Oh, I know.
And you know what?
But I'm like, is it an investment property or is it? Because it doesn't
It says
say.
they bought it together, so
It could be an investment property.
Oh.
Though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
You're probably going to be the only one. I think everyone is taking this as them
Face value,
getting
they get
back together. And I hate that we're missing all of this. Like, Lisa just got her own mugshot, and we're not, and you cut Miami and you kept on Real Housewives of OC, which is like spoiled milk. Yuck.
Yeah, I've never watched Miami, but I've heard mixed things. Isn't this like the second reboot, like the second iteration of it?
This was, but it was great. Well, who had mixed reviews about the second iteration of Miami?
People said it was not boring, but they said what harmed it is that it didn't air on Bravo, right?
Oh, it aired on Peacock. I was watching. I was tuned in. That you could be right. It could have been a marketing issue, and I think the ladies have said that they didn't promote it like they do the other shows.
Yeah.
But the show is not bad. I'm talking about this is an all-star cast. Everybody clocked in. Nobody's afraid to get messy. It got a little toxic with the whole the way Julia treated Gertie, throwing a drink on Gertie.
Gertie's the sexy bald chick, right?
Yes, she's very sexy. I was just hoping that they would get rid of Julia, who is all. And
I know Julia.
Yeah. But in other news, I don't watch Summer House, but I am a fan of Sierra after watching. Oh my gosh, I'm just like having brain farts all over the place. Traitors. I fell in love with Sierra after watching Traitors, but I really couldn't tune into Summer House because I could already tell, like, there's a lot of problematic white people on there. And you know what? My cup runneth over. I already have so many problematic housewives. I'm just like, I just really couldn't get into Summer House. And, spoiler alert, I was right. There's a lot of problematic white folks over there. But I love Sierra, but I will be tuning in. She's getting she's going to be doing Dancing with the Stars, which I'm really excited about. She's going to get the Ariana Grande treatment. I hope this means that she's going to be on Broadway someday.
Wait, Ariana Grande was on...
Oh my gosh, thank you. Ariana Maddox. Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on. Ariana Grande is on the low picture.
Ariana Maddox treatment. So I'm hoping this means that Sierra will play Roxy Hart in Chicago on Broadway someday. I will be there.
What's the name is on going to Chicago? Mark from Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, yes, he's on. He's on now.
I think he's on right now.
He's on right now with his partner, Whitney, who is on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Damn, sure.
I know, right? Speaking of problematic white people.
Yeah.
But Summer House reunion audio got leaked. And I'm like... To people, I don't even watch that show, but I am upset, okay? To people who leak audio, movie audios, and ruin television shows, don't yuck our yum, okay? We want to hear it with all the lights, camera, action. Like,
It's, I don't want to have to listen and have to, be like, you know
don't
what I mean?
Yuck my yum.
I want the full production. I don't want to wait, what did they say?
And hasn't Sierra been through enough? Okay, she's finally getting her day in court, Bravo reunion. She's given it to him, and somebody leaked and ruined her moment. Hasn't Sierra been through enough, people?
I think the general public might miss that, but the Bravo-holics, they on everything. So I think by the time it airs, people are like, yeah, we already heard all this.
Yes, anybody who's gonna tune into the reunion probably has heard the audio. So stop it. I want to see Batman in theater. Don't leak the script.
No, I feel you. I mean, I used to be. I'm still on the Reddits, but they've gotten better at marking them as spoilers, so I don't read the spoilers from the reunion and stuff. I'll read I think we talked about this, but I'll read who is rumored to be on next season or where the cast trip is going to be. But I don't want to see who's fighting with who and shit like that. I want to see it play out.
Yes,
unless it's Phaedra, she can go.
Stop it. Stop. You know what? No, I feel like they give you so many previews that by that point you've seen the show.
I agree.
Okay, so I have one more hot topic that I'm excited about. I know, so for those who don't know, Jordan only watches horror and Housewives, which is another form of horror. Do you like Chucky's Bride?
The Bride of Chucky?
Yes, thank you. See,
Yes.
Do you love Jennifer Tilly as much as I do?
I do. I knew about this one.
I love Jennifer Tilly.
I'm curious how they're going to navigate. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so yes, sorry, I'm just thinking about how much I love Jennifer Tilly. I'm getting distracted, but they are saying that Jennifer Tilly is in the early talks to replace Helena Bonham Carter in White Lotus season 4. Apparently, when Helena arrived to the set, I guess her character was changed beyond what she had agreed to. So I respect any woman being like douches, but if it's we gonna get Jennifer Tilly on our screens in White Lotus. I'm excited.
I mean, so my
it's not officially announced. I'm just assuming she gets it.
But she was already filming Helena Bonham Carter. So I'm like,
hey, that wouldn't be the first or the last time. What's that Back to the Future movie? There was originally a whole nother actor, and they filmed a lot.
Or fucking, they do a lot in TV shows. Light skin Aunt Viv.
Yes.
Dark skin Aunt Viv.
Exactly. So
I saw,
it's not a problem.
Well, I saw on Reddit they were talking about they're either A, just going to write her off and replace her with a new character played by Jennifer Tilly, or B, Jennifer Tilly's going to take over that role.
Yeah.
And they were saying...
Either way, she's going to kill it.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm curious what the fuck they had Helena Bonham Carter do. Well, it's funny because I read
now
it and
that
they said,
somebody can leak that. You have our approval.
Well, they both said the opposite. Like, they were saying Helena was making creative decisions that the team did not agree with for the character. And then she said that the character was not going in the direction that she was told when they started filming. And so I'm like, was she using an accent? Like, what the fuck, you know? So I'm curious.
We shall see. Rooting for Jennifer Tilly, rooting for Sierra on Dancing with the Stars. Congratulations, girl. So now let's get into the shows because that's where the real chaos is. Let's start with Real Housewives of Atlanta because Atlanta is always going to give us something to talk about. This episode opens with Slutty Vegan and Kelly's money issues. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't care at all.
No.
But what I did care about, this whole situation with Shamia, Phaedra, and Pinky.
Yeah. So let me back it up a little bit. So with the money situation, one of the things that I love about Housewives, from episode 1 of Atlanta, season 1, was it season 1 or season 2? I think it was season 1. Was when Kim Zolciak literally went to the dealership and bought an Escalade with a check. And so I think like
I love you, Big Papa.
Or like when I can think of like instances of that, like when Candy like has these fucking 2 houses right next to each other. Like that's what I want to see on Housewives. I'm not saying I don't want to see struggles, but I feel like we've seen way too many bankruptcy storylines, and I'm like, all right, maybe. And bankruptcy doesn't always mean that you are broke. Like a lot of white people use bankruptcy as a way to like kind of get back on track. Like let me get rid of this, and as a financial move. But I'm like, when I watch Housewives, like I want to see.
Didn't they say Lincoln applied for bankruptcy 3 times?
Yeah. A lot of people will file for bankruptcy because it's a smart business move. Especially in their situation. But I'm like, I don't want to see this shit.
I agree.
I don't want to see this. Like, and especially in the fact that it seems like Pinky is not falling in that category. It seems like she actually is having some trouble, even though they're marketing it as like, oh, she signed as her own guarantor. But yeah, no, I could fast forward through that.
I agree. I've just been paying Pinky dust ever since finding out about her wage theft with her employees.
You ain't never letting that go.
I'm not. I might as well have worked in her restaurant.
We got sluts in the building. That shit is it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Shit, if she took $2 from each burger and paid her wages, she'd be fine. But like those burgers like $30.
No, so, totally.
Digress.
I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the Angela versus Phaedra situation? Because Angela is making it very clear in her confessionals that she has not forgotten anything. And honestly, I kind of respect it.
Okay, refresh my memory.
Oh, well, at the end of last season, that guy was like, Angela's husband is cheating on her.
They talked about this in episode 1. Are we back to this?
Somehow. I know there was a confession.
I remember you talking about
there was a scene with Angela and Phaedra, and she's making nice with her. But I think in a talking head, she's just like, but I ain't forget nothing.
I mean, I think that's smart considering who it is. If it was anybody else, if it was Candy, if it was Portia, if it was, literally anybody else, Claudia, and they apologized, it would be like, okay, we can move forward. With Phaedra, I don't think that you can trust her at all. And I think that it's not my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been shown that you cannot trust her because she's a liar and she will very craftily play in your face with her words, which I think is what we're going to get to with this whole, I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I didn't say you eat meat,
Which she was vindicated, but we'll
vindicated?
Get to that. Phaedra, the
she
footage
wasn't.
came out and she said that she was referring to the gym that she used to serve meat.
Okay.
She had a restaurant that was not vegan. I feel like that's what Phaedra was trying to say.
But Pinky's point still remains the same of it was not done with good intent. And Phaedra, this is my issue with Phaedra is that she does just enough to, okay, I don't want to make this about it. I think a lot of white women do this or white people in general, where they will do just enough to, or a toxic friend, will do just enough to make you upset and then say, well, I didn't do nothing because what I said was true, right? You right? And so when Pinky's whole brand is made up of veganism, and only if you in the know, you in the know, or you're from Harlem, you know that she owned this Jamaican restaurant. Phaedra craftily saying, well, yeah, she used to own a Jamaican restaurant. That, for the average person, that insinuates that you are eating the meat. Come on.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But here's my thing. Remember in Real Housewives of Potomac when everybody was saying that Monique had a baby with her trainer?
Yeah.
And Monique was it was apparently talked about at Andy's baby shower. And Monique was so upset that it was talked about that she brought it on the show. They were not filming the Real Housewives of Potomac at Andy's baby shower. That conversation could have stayed there. But Monique and Big Boy brought all the attention to it. And that's how we spent time talking about it on the show, then at the reunion, and they brought light to it. I think it's called the Barbara Streisand thing, where she was trying to hide some photos or something, and trying to hide it just brought attention to it. So that's how I feel about
but those are two different issues though.
No,
you're addressing and being brought up to the show, but not the issue is. Do you okay?
No, but just let me finish. Okay, so bringing it back to the Pinky and Phaedra situation, Phaedra said it in passing to Shamia, and Shamia has brought it back to Pinky, and the person who has spent most of the time airing this out on the show is Pinky herself. So if she didn't give any breath to it, I don't know. I don't think it's that deep for Phaedra. I don't think Phaedra is let me ruin Pinky Cole's career.
Okay. I don't think she's. But see, again, that's two separate issues. So the issue you're saying is, well, if it was not brought on the show, no one would know. But Phaedra was not saying it with good intent.
I was trying to reference an example where the person who doesn't want that information out is actually the main culprit of talking about it on the platform.
Right, but
that's all.
But if it was never said, and again, if we can't double speak on Phaedra. This is my issue with Phaedra and Phaedra fans. It's they want to give her credit for being smart. And same things with Portia, too. It's oh, she's dumb, she's young. But then when she does things that it's calculated. It's okay, is she still dumb and young? You know what I mean? So it's Phaedra is smart enough, bona fide attorney, stay it all the time, to quote Portia. But yeah. Phaedra says certain things that people let go. And it's oh, no, she didn't mean that on purpose. Well, she can't be this intellect and this mastermind that y'all make her out to be. And still make these decisions that are not conscious, because obviously, okay. I'm sorry.
I don't think it was that deep. I really don't think it was that deep.
I do. I think there's a season of Traitors in the UK where one of the girls who is a traitor, she's trying to pinpoint on somebody else, and she goes, yeah, because she's a singer, right? I mean, she's an actress, right? And she's saying this to a faithful, and they're wait, what do you mean? She goes, oh, yeah, she used to act. And she's doing that because they know. She's like, wait, so she's lying about her career? Wait, so she would be she would be a traitor. That's the same thing.
But traitors is a game. I don't.
No. But it's just like the malice.
I don't think she was like, okay, I'm gonna say this to Shamia, and then this is gonna make everybody think that she doesn't eat meat.
You gotta clip this. I gotta see what these comments is gonna say about this because I think this might be real divided. I think Phaedra. I don't know.
I don't think it was that deep. I don't know. I think Pinky Cole is making it a bigger deal than it is, and I also felt that way with Real Housewives of Potomac Monique. Like if you had just left it alone and not pick it up and carried that, and yeah, like Shamia said that she said Pinky eats meat. She said that she sold meat. Those are two different things.
That is true. That is true. But you have to acknowledge, like, no one, like, if someone says the way that Phaedra was wording it, the way that she put it, there was obviously malintent behind it, even if it was small. And I said again, like, Phaedra does just enough to where it's like, well, I didn't do nothing, you know? But also, going back to the Monique thing and Pinky thing, number one, they're on a TV show. They got to talk about something. Number two, I live by the motto of you can't do me wrong, or I can't do you wrong, and then you tell me how upset I should get.
Oh, facts.
So I think that Pinky is very valid.
The other week, people were saying Phaedra's not doing anything, so now she's doing just enough to get away. You know, I don't know. That sounds like effort to be like, I'm gonna escape by.
Yeah.
You know,
it felt like she was clocked in. It felt like she was finally clocked in.
Well, thank you for finally admitting that Phaedra does
in this
situation,
just
laugh.
No, I don't agree with that. I think in this situation, I think she did, but I think that my sentiment still stands that she needs to go. But I think that we got really close to seeing her like locked in and clocking in, and then Pinky shut it down. I was like, hey, let's not talk about this right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I was hoping somebody from production would be like, no, actually, we're going to let them talk, or be like, hey, y'all, go outside. You know what I mean? But I think Phaedra's time is past, and I feel like K. Michelle said, all she do is make faces and shit and make jokes that don't nobody laugh at. And I think that we are too in love with the beloved person that she is versus somebody who fits in this friend group, which she doesn't. And it's not an age thing because Angela is way old. No shade, Angela. Is older than these women, but she fits into this group perfectly. They brought Phaedra back as a familiar face, and she... It was trending on Twitter literally for 3 days straight about should Phaedra still be on the show. And the majority of it, there's a website called Social Grave, where you can see most people say no, she should not be on the show. And it's because she feels shoehorned into this environment.
I disagree. I think she fits well into the group. Maybe not with every single cast member. Okay, I guess we'll see. But I did want to follow up on one thing you said about her versus Angela. Like, I agree that Phaedra has a very long rap sheet. It does not look good. She has been guilty of many things. I don't think she's been guilty of every single thing that's been laid at her feet. Yeah. And the whole drama with Angela, I don't think Phaedra made herself look good, but I also just didn't fully believe that, like, I don't know, the receipts that were brought were super weak. Yeah. And Phaedra just kept talking, which made her look guilty. So I just want to say I agree that Phaedra does look very guilty, but I don't think that Angela had solid receipts. And I'm honestly, to carry that beef for what? You know? I don't think that Phaedra is completely guilty of the crime, but I don't think she's innocent in general.
Again, like I said, you can't do somebody wrong and then tell them how upset that they should get.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. Now, that also comes with maturity.
I'm questioning if Phaedra is guilty of doing what Angela is saying that she did. I don't think she
I think that's a deeper question. I think that's right. Which I might have to go look at the clips.
Okay, let's talk about Portia and Dennis, because that conversation was crazy. Like, so Dennis telling Portia she doesn't make good decisions when it comes to men. And Portia's like, sir, you are one of the decisions. Yeah. But I agree. Portia doesn't make good decisions. Like, he wasn't wrong, but it was the wrong messenger.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it would have been funny if she was like, well, I'm fucking a woman now. But, you know, I think that...
I think during this point, she was still trying to maintain that she's dating.
Yeah.
Because he was actually upset. Yeah, she was still maintaining, which I was actually really surprised about.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I do love their relationship. Like, I love how they interacted. I thought it was cute. I even though he is a bad decision when it comes to her, but also I think that could be reciprocated as well because I'm not gonna make it seem like Portia's just innocent except for when it came to Cordell. I do think she was a victim in that situation, but I think that their relationship as it pertains to like co-parenting and stuff, I think it's cute.
Yeah.
But I wonder, do you think she took that advice?
This scene was not an example of that.
I think in general, but yeah, the fact that they can actually sit down and talk and stuff, I think is nice because a lot of people, because I don't think even her and Cordell don't have kids, like they don't communicate at all. There's no need to, But I like that they could be amicable. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, not during this scene, and Dennis got on my nerves because he doing all that talking, and if he did right by Portia, she never would have been with Simon. So I'm gonna need him to get out of Portia's face with this, especially since he has a girlfriend. But that's not surprising. But why are straight men like that? They want to have claim over you and ain't even with you, and furthermore, they're with somebody else.
Well, I mean, I think, that is true. That is true. But also, we have to look at it from the other side of, we have a baby. But then again, Judge Judy says, whoever that person dates and wants to bring around, as much as that may offend you. But he was
upset. He was like, we don't date people I know. Don't date people I know. Don't date people who live in my building. And she was like, you don't even live there. You live with your girlfriend. Like, it was not about PJ. It was not about PJ. It was about his ego.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, just want to make sure, I'm just like, Dennis, sit your ass down. But yeah, so they were going to do a podcast together, which when they first said it, I was like, I think that's a great idea.
That's what I'm saying.
This was before he showed his ass. But I'm like, I do think that for the most part, they have a good co-parenting relationship, and they are somebody that could give some advice. I was just like, if I had kids and was co-parenting with somebody, I might consider tuning in because... But then we find out that, like, he only supported her publicly, and he was saying, like, which I agree, he was like, that shit was crazy. But I don't know, they couldn't even get it off, have the meeting. My thing is, even though they are certainly somebody who could give advice on co-parenting, that YouTube show was always going to crash and burn. Why not now? Yeah. I was like, we can't even get through, like, walking through the space. And,
I mean, and I'm probably the opposite of you. I'm like, could they give advice? Yes. Do I want it from them? No. I don't think that they are people that I would want it from. I think I would want it, maybe, even though they're being shady right now, I think Candy and Todd seem like people that would give a good co-parenting advice, if I can think of anybody. Or
why?
They just do to me. You know what I mean? Even like I think that even after the divorce was announced and stuff, you still saw them at holidays together. You still saw she was producing something on Broadway. They still showed up together. Now they could be whooping each other ass behind the scenes and fighting and cursing and all that stuff. But like perception is reality. And I think outside of these recent events, they just seemed like someone hypothetically, if they were to break up, that they would be good co-parents. Now again, what we seeing now, I don't know.
So I will say, I kind of vaguely remember when they were on the show that Candy was kind of complaining that Todd was like out and about. He liked to go out a lot. He was like running them streets. And in real life, I worked at, at a cafe right by Tao restaurant that was also owned by Tao. And it was like connected to the club, PH, which...
Yeah. Oh my God!
Right, so much has gone. That's where Tristan got caught cheating on Chloe.
Oh shit! If you from New York, you know.
Yeah, so much has gone down in PH. But he was trying to like order some food, and like I was literally just closing. And before I just saw my manager at that point, and he was like, my manager was like, "Oh, have you closed down already?" And like, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And then I'm like, "Oh, it's Todd from Housewives." I'm like, "Oh crap, I would have served him, but oh well, already shut down." I'm like, I can't go back on my word. But I feel like it was like a random Tuesday or something. So just to be watching the show and Candy's like, oh, Todd loves to run them streets and loves to be out and about. And then I literally run into him at, the Tao front area where I was shutting down the cafe that's open late for some reason.
Yeah.
So it was just like I'm running into it in real life. So when you champion him as like a good co-parenter, I'm not quite sure, because even when he was there, like, he liked to be out and about, according to Candy and according to my own ass.
Well, I mean, but the opposite could be true too, because Candy, I mean, he is using the argument of which she shouldn't be punished for this by any means.
Yeah.
But he's using the argument of, well, she's always working, she's always out, and all this other stuff. Which she was on Broadway, which moved her to New York for, almost half a year. Then
Working
she was
and being at the club are two different things.
True.
Unless you're working at the club.
True, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, that's at that point, that's not co-parenting because they're together. That's just bad parenting. Mm-hmm. Now, I think when you divorce,
which translates to bad.
I don't know if that's true necessarily, because when it goes into co-parenting and litigation is involved, then I think that's different. Now, I'm not saying that that's what they would do, and I hope they wouldn't have to, because they both seem like good parents,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Wait, speaking of parents, well, we ain't got there yet. But Shamia, Shamia, and Phaedra. I hate Phaedra so much. I hate Phaedra. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about at Pinky's event?
Yeah.
So that was... How did I skip over Pinky's event?
Because we got distracted.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go back, actually. Thank you for saying that. So Pinky Cole's event... K. Michelle tells Kelly, now I get why she reacted to Portia that way. Pinky confronts Phaedra. She denies it. Shamia doubles down. Phaedra says, run the tapes. Nobody believes Phaedra, but producers, I felt like, vindicated her with the footage. That's not what she said. And
wait.
They showed footage of her. Look, Phaedra was accused of saying that Pinky Cole ate me.
Okay, yeah. I'm talking about
That's not what she said.
I'm talking about the well, you said that I was a bad mom.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, what did you think of the clip showing Shamia being asked who would she make her kids' godmother, Cynthia or Phaedra?
I think this is more... I know I'm going to sound like just a Phaedra hater, but I'm not. I really did like Phaedra.
Yeah.
I think that it's just more proof of Phaedra grasping at straws.
Yeah.
And, like, I need to say something, because who wouldn't... I mean, let's be... This... Again, my favorite phrase is two things can be true. I think from what we've seen, Phaedra seems like a great parent. Like, from what we've seen. Mm-hmm. Her sons are raised perfectly from what we've seen. But who would not want Cynthia Bailey to babysit?
It was an impossible question. It was a lose-lose.
I don't think it was a lose-lose. I think Phaedra is just looking for something.
Well, no, I just mean that, like, a lot of housewives get asked questions and then there's drama because they answered a question on a podcast or, like, in an interview. And I feel like, yeah, sometimes no matter how you answer the question, somebody's going to be mad.
I don't think this should have been one of those situations. I think one of those situations that is accurate is, who do you think should be fired from the show? Freaking fraud.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, I can get mad at that.
Yeah.
But it's like me saying that Cynthia would be a good babysitter, or I would pick her over you, does not make you a bad parent.
Yeah,
and I think that she was looking for something.
You think she was reaching?
Yes.
Okay.
I want Phaedra gone so bad. I do.
I love Phaedra. Okay, so I was not prepared for the Maury Povich appearance. This was the most enjoyable moment Pinky has given me so far. I was like, okay, Pinky. So speaking of Pinky, I'm sorry we skipped around because it was Pinky's event, then it was the Portia Dennis.
Yeah.
And then Pinky and her husband go for a walk, and she finally tells him about the bankruptcy. And I think it's so weird. The whole production crew, all the ladies knew before him. Major red flag.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that was a red flag. Okay. I took it as I'll keep using all these analogies, but I thought of it as, I'm scared to tell my partner, not because I'm scared of what you're going to think, but because of, I don't want you to do what you just did, which was him being like, how much you need, I got it for you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like you could feel like, I'm trying to find the words. I want to take care of this for myself. And we have this image of we are both these equally yoked power people. And if I come to you with this, I don't want you to think less of me. There's been, and I'll use a real life example. Like, I lost my job back in December. And like, there's been a few times between December and now where I've had to go to some of my closest friends and be like, I need a loan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would get to that point where it was almost too late to where I'm getting a final notice on this. And my landlord is like, girl, it's been 2 weeks where that rent at. You know what I mean? And I'm like, my friend's like, well, shit, you should have came to me with this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got you. And it felt like that to me.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like he's gonna whoop my ass or he's gonna yell at me.
That's not what I was implying. I just think it's a red flag that you won't communicate that with your partner, your husband.
Well, see, that's sometimes I don't see it as a red flag. I think of it as like,
and everybody else knows before him. That would bother me. You know that my other half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If I was the husband, then yeah, I'd probably be a little perturbed. But I could see it. I see it as, like from the standpoint of like, I didn't come to you because I'm scared what you're going to think of me.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Okay.
And I think it was
I can have compassion for her situation, and I appreciate how transparent she's being with us.
Yeah.
But I just... So, yeah, the announcements came out after the season had filmed that she was filing, and I initially thought that this wouldn't be on the show. So, like I said, I appreciate the transparency. But her husband straight up asked, have you told anybody else? And she was like, nope. And the producers gave us this amazing montage of her telling people.
I love when they be shady. I love a shady producer.
Sir, your dentist knows, the dry cleaners know, the nail salon
the dog
knows.
Walker.
Yes. But he tells her she will get through it, and he's 10 toes down with her.
I love that. I love, and I love that is Black love right there. I was watching Carlos King's podcast, and I think it was either Blue or Claudia who said this, where they were like, we have this made up term of Black on Black crime because crime happens in proximity. Yes. Why don't we get to see examples of this, which he said, one of them said was pure Black on Black love. And I'm like, I agree. And again, going back to my thing, it's like when my friends can see when I'm struggling and I would go to them and they're like, are you okay? Do you need something? I'm like, damn, this is friendship.
Yeah.
That's what we need to see. This is what we want to see. You know what I mean?
This is what we want to see.
This is what we want to see. So I'm like, bitch, if you're going to be talking about your bankruptcy, stop talking about that shit with Kelly. Go to that.
So next time they're going to Dallas. And for those who don't know, Jordan and I are both from the DFW area. So I hope, do we have feelings about them going to Dallas, Jordan?
I don't know what they're going to do.
Right? I hope people treat them well. I hope they have a good time. So we get Pinky versus Angela. I am a bad bitch that don't pay her bills. I should have bought your foreclosed houses. The scream I scrumped. My dog had to come over to see what was going on. She was like, why you hollering? I hate to say it. I think I'm coming around on Pinky. I still don't like her, but I might be starting to enjoy her on my TV screen.
I think she's too pedestrian. I think she can go.
Oh, you know what? Quite frankly, I won't lose any sleep. So.
And it's not like her aesthetic or anything like that, because I've seen that floating on social media. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? She's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I just think it's the way she presents this too, like around the way, like girl down the street, like, hey girl, like let's go hang out. I'm like, no, I want to see opulence,
I agree.
Yeah, I think Candy was the most like maybe like around the way girl, but she also gave rich.
Yes. Bougetto. All right, let's switch gears because Real Housewives of Rhode Island is a completely different kind of chaos. And when I say problematic, I mean problematic. All right, so Jordan, I want to convince you to watch Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I know you're not. I want to give you a recap. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, Jordan. This cast is so problematic. At one point in the episode, the women praise Christopher Columbus. And we see another couple, Liz and her husband, I think Jerry, sell their boat called the Gypsy. And if you don't know why Gypsy is problematic, I need you to educate yourselves. Also, this same couple, they're like second or third cousins. I cannot let people forget that. The face Jordan is making. So, to those listening, am I the only one that likes Rosie? If Rosie has 0 fans, I'm dead. Jordan, you would love Rosie. She's like a drag queen in a straight woman's body. She's got the big hair, the glitz, the glamour, and she likes to get messy and ask questions that people are too afraid to ask. So, there's this social media beef. So you have this one girl named Kelsey who is like lives in a mansion that her boyfriend pays for, but he like lives in Miami for half the year. And she recently got her hair license, and Rosie got her hair done by her, and she's upset that Rosie didn't post her on social media. And I think this social media beef is so lame. Kelsey is insisting that Rosie posts everyone else, that she should have supported her. If it was important to Kelsey, she should have taken her own pictures. Every time I go get my hair done, every time I go to a stylist of any sort, they pull out their camera, their lights, you know? Yeah. So I just feel like, I'm like, Kelsey, you don't answer your own door. You don't work. You got a housekeeper that answers the door for you. You do nothing for yourself. So I could understand why, like, you know, the lights weren't on at home, that you didn't think like, oh, that responsibility might fall on your shoulders, but instead you're mad at Rosie. And Rosie says, if you had asked me, I would have posted it. Mm-hmm. So we get to sit down with Joellen and Rula. And okay, Jordan, to give you a recap with Joellen and Rula. Rula's, who I like to call Rulala's husband cheated. The mistress posted pictures on socials, and Joellen shared it. Then Rulala's husband went and complained to Joellen's job. So now he out here, you know, got his sausage and everybody, and then he want to come for Joellen's job. I thought that was too far.
Way too far.
Thank you.
I hate when they take shit into like real life.
Thank you. I'm losing my notes. Okay, so that's where we are. So we get a sit down with Joellen and Rula, and Joellen tells her that it's still going on. Rula says, if someone is trying to pull the wool over my eyes, I want to know. So Joellen says she knows the mistress because their kids went to daycare together and they ran into each other, and she showed her these text messages. Rula says the text messages are fake. She's like, she's known for using AI. Brian told me himself. She compares it to Fatal Attraction. She's like, she's crazy. Mm-hmm. And Rula reveals that she has a GPS tracker on her husband.
So she know where he's going?
Yeah. Joellen says he goes to the mistress's house every morning, and Rula's like, he's at the gym every morning. And Joellen was quick with it. She's like, does Brian look like he goes to the gym every day? Spoiler alert, he does not. I howled. This is why Joellen is queen for me. She has a lethal mouth, and she doesn't have to get loud. Joellen will read a bitch. She is top of pyramid for me. I actually don't think Joellen is bullshitting Rula, though. I do think underneath the bitchiness, she doesn't like Brian, and she doesn't want to see any man get away with cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
She even shared that her mother also turned a blind eye and wouldn't believe it. So I actually believe Joellen is trying to do Rula solid. And I liked Rula being open to a one-on-one conversation. I feel like she... Yeah.
With the mistress? Or are you talking about with each
Joellen?
Other?
Yeah, because they have been beefing this whole season, so I was shocked when it was revealed, like, oh, we got to sit down with these two.
Yeah. I mean, that's better, especially, so I'm assuming it was just them two and not like a group.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And she was also like, Joellen, thank you for coming to just me. You know, so I appreciated, I like that cordiality. But, so Rula says Joellen is being duped by the homewrecker, and she wants to get past it with Joellen. So everyone's gathering at Alicia's fiance's restaurant before they head to a polo match. Kelsey says anything Rosie does bothers her, and I'm like, clearly. She says she's going to pretend that Rosie doesn't exist. Over an Instagram post! Kelsey, you are pathetic. Rula arrives with her husband, Brian. They get a call that Brian's mom is headed to the hospital. Okay. Joellen gets a text from a friend saying that Brian is trying to head to see the mistress. Liz says it's too far-fetched. She wants the proof. So they all arrive to the polo match. Rosie does the coin toss with her cute self. Eat it, Kelsey. Rula and Brian arrive to the polo match, saying that the mom is stable. Kelsey points out that Brian is not wearing his wedding ring, and it was on earlier when they had gathered at the restaurant.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So Joellen's like, he left it on the nightstand at the mistress's house. So Joellen shows Liz that the mistress just posted 2 hours ago inside his car. So Joellen in a talking head gives us a breakdown, like she is on CIA on how he pulled this off. She's like, at 1:15, I bet he pulls the my mom is ill. At 1:58, Rula says, I'm no longer with Brian. He's with his mom and dad. At 1:59, Joellen gets a text saying he's trying to see the mistress. At 5:15, Brian comes around to the polo match. Liz says, I stand corrected. She's like, this is my friend. I want to let her know. So they grab Rula and Brian. Liz says, let's go for a walk. Sounded really like mob boss when she did it. Like, let's go for a walk. Joellen shows Rula what the mistress posted. Brian's like, it's not your business to perpetuate. And Joellen's like, motherfucker, it's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. The fuck? I'm not, she's like, I'm not perpetuating.
But also that rebuttal is suspicious.
Exactly. Thank you. So Rula still doesn't believe it.
That's sad.
Brian is still spewing his bullshit. And Alicia's like, I believe. Girl, I'm rooting for Alicia, but she's a passive woman, basically patting another woman on the back for letting her husband walk all over her.
That's sad.
I'm like, of course you would be like, oh, he's innocent, Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that clip with Big Ange? And she's like, he just got out of prison for murder. And the guy's like, that ain't so bad.
Yeah, rest in peace, Big Ange.
That's Alicia with Brian. She's like, that ain't so bad. Don't mean he ain't a good guy. So yes, Joellen says Brian is okay with the mistress posting because he wants Rula to leave him. And if you don't know, Brian is trying to take the mistress to court for violating the NDA agreement, which I'm like, you such a man whore that you had time to get an NDA drafted and signed?
Before they start,
that's a little too much organization.
He got the NDA for her. Like, if we gonna cheat, you got to sign this NDA.
No. He was cheating on Rula, and he had his mistress sign an NDA, which now he's trying to take her to court for violating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he was, I don't want to say smart enough, but like, hey, if we're gonna cheat, like, you can't tell nobody sign this NDA.
Yeah. I thought you were saying he had his wife sign.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I'm not applauding that by any means.
Yeah.
But that's some intense. Just break up.
Yeah. So next time, speaking of breakups, next time we see Kelsey is going through a breakup. No wonder she had all that smoke for Rosie. Hurt people. So now that we're caught up on the Real Housewives of it all, I want to know, Jordan, what are you watching these days?
This drama for Housewives, I'm gonna let you keep that one. I don't know if I can take it for my spirit, my soul.
Yes.
Can't take no more.
I hear it.
But so have you ever heard of $1 Million Secret?
No.
Okay. So I watched season 1. It's a Netflix show. It's essentially, I call it Traders on Crack, forgive me. It is intense. And I think the reason why it's never gotten the notoriety or the fanfare as much as Traders is because Traders airs every week and they show it in bars and stuff. $1 Million Secret airs just on Netflix, and they'll drop maybe like 6 episodes, and then they'll drop the last 2 within the next 2 weeks of each other. But essentially, season 1 aired last year. It was very popular, and they just aired. Season 2 is airing right now. 6 episodes are aired, and then 2 are coming up. So here's the premise. There are, I believe, let's say 15, we'll just say 15 people, right? Mm-hmm. There's 15 people, and they are in this mansion. Beautiful mansion. Unlike Traders, they actually stay there, and they eat there. But essentially, there's 15 people who are in this mansion, and essentially everybody is trying to fight for this $1 million. So at the beginning of the game, someone is assigned to be the millionaire. And how that works is that you get a box in your room. Everybody's in their own separate room. They get a box in their room, and they open up the box. And if that box is empty, you are not the millionaire. If you open up that box and there's money in it, you're the millionaire. The goal of the game is to be the person with the money in your box at the end of the game, and you get to take it home. And so how the game works is essentially everybody's trying to figure out who the millionaire is and send them home. So that's why we always say it's like traders on crack. Because once the millionaire gets in home, the money moves to someone else randomly. And so where the show gets tricky and where it gets complicated is that they will fight for different clues. And so, like, if I'm the millionaire, like, I'll use a real life example, is that a real life example would, like, they would get a clue and they say, the millionaire is lying about their occupation. Or the millionaire has 2 sisters. And they'll only give that clue to one person. And so essentially, that person then can decide if they want to share it with everybody or if they want to keep it to themselves. But there'll also be kind of like sabotages to where if you don't complete this task that's designated towards you, you'll get like 3 votes against you to go home. Or the clue will be even more obvious that it's you. And so then it can only point to you. So, like, they'll say...
Does that not take you out of it when the clues are obvious?
Well, again, like...
As an audience member, I mean.
No. Because we know they don't know, and we love it.
Okay.
We know who the millionaire is.
Yeah.
You know, and so...
But if I'm rooting for somebody and they get found out because of an obvious clue, that would bother me.
I know, and it's so annoying. So if you're a smart player... So, for instance, in this last episode, they gave them the clue, and he said, the clue is... The millionaire was born in the year that Fight Club, American Pie, and The Matrix all hit theaters.
Oh, crap.
And the person who got the clue, this is how the game is fucked up, is that it implicated the person who got the clue. 1999. And so then they all come together in the house. It's like, hey, so what was the clue? And he said the clue. And it was like, they were going around and said, what year were you born? And it instantly knocks out anybody who's older. And there was 4 people who were born in 1999. Ooh. And so that was an obvious clue because one of the people was just the millionaire last week. So they could not be the millionaire. Then there was them 3.
So you don't go home when you're no longer the millionaire?
No, so if they figure out that you're the millionaire, so at dinner, everybody votes for who they think the millionaire is, just like how traders banish somebody. Okay. If that person is the millionaire, they get sent home, and then the money goes to somebody else. But if that person is not the millionaire can either keep the money or they can give it to somebody else. Because the goal is to have the money at the end of the game. So if you get the money at the beginning, it's harder for you to keep it.
So you're like...
Yeah, I want to get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
But it is so good. Anyone that I know who has watched it thinks it's light years better than Traders. It's a very darker theme. It's not celebrities, so they're real people.
Yeah.
It's really smart strategic playing. One girl, just a final example, she got a clue that was like, the millionaire has 2 sisters. And this girl goes up to her and she goes, she was a cop. And so she was very smart. She goes, oh my God, I love your makeup. You're doing it just like my sister. Do you have a sister? And the millionaire, she goes, I have one. Because she
well
she
done.
Figured. So make sure y'all check it out. $1 Million Secret on Netflix.
Man.
Binge it. We'll talk about it.
I wish I still had access to Netflix. I was using my dad's and I got kicked off with
I'm using my sister's. I'm hoping they don't catch on to this shit.
Ugh, so annoyed. And So now when I babysit, I'll be like, ooh, they got Netflix.
Yes, you have to watch. Find a way so we can talk about it next week because 2 episodes come out tomorrow.
Okay.
So good.
All right, I'm going to go bother Crystal and Autumn and be like, I'm coming over.
Girl,
movie night.
You will be hooked. I promise. You will be hooked.
All right, that's our show for today. Thank you so much, Jordan, for joining me.
Yeah,
you already know.
Disco Daddy 92.
Yes, you're welcome back anytime. And to everyone listening, make sure you're following Shelves for the Culture, sharing with your friends, and keeping the conversation going. Because if it's happening in reality TV and culture, we're talking about it. I'm Shelves, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye.